What's going on, everyone? It's time for another Stephen King film review. It's been a while since I did one of these, and I'm surprised I haven't done this one recently, but yeah, I'm finally getting to it. This was actually recommended by someone, so I took the time to watch it again and get fresh opinions on it, and because it's been a while since I watched this. Today we're going to be talking about Stephen King's killer, St. Bernard classic Cujo. It was released by Taft Entertainment August 12, 1983. It was written by Don Carlos Dunaway and Lauren Currier. Produced by Daniel H. Blatt and Robert Singer. And directed by Louis Teague, who has also done films like Alligator, which I'll probably review in the future sometime soon. He's on Cat's Eye. I have a review for that. He's also done The Jewel of the Nile, Navy SEALs. Yeah, this had a budget of $6 million and it was like a moderate success as far as I'm aware. If you're not familiar with this film, Cujo is it's a lovable St. Bernard is running playing, gets bitten by a rabies-infested bat and becomes infested with rabies and goes on a crazy killing spree, kills its owners, but you follow a young family. Dee Wallace plays in this. She plays the mom, and they have her husband and a young boy. Now she's in like emotional turmoil because she's cheating on her husband with the carpenter, which is kind of a pointless stuff for the film, but it's in the movie, and yeah. But then the car breaks down, so she has to go take it to a mechanic where her husband took his roadster thing to get fixed. So she goes and tries there, but they're gone. And she gets there right after Cujo kills his owner and the neighbor. So and then the car breaks down right there, and so she gets out and looks around trying to find someone around, and then the dog starts attacking her and her son. She's stuck there with nothing else to do while the husband's on a business trip. He's trying to get a hold of her and can't, and slowly starts becoming concerned and eventually comes to try to find her. This is an interesting little good Stephen King film. I find it's pretty close to the book as far as I recall, except in the book Cujo is possessed by some evil force that's unknown. Where this one takes more of a realistic approach and does the more making it more realistic with the realism, and makes him infested with rabies, which, as far as I can tell, it does that to animals too. They become very unpredictable, violent towards anything, and it slowly rots their brain basically. And yeah, you could feel it though, because in this film too, because you can see it in Cujo's eyes and stuff that he doesn't really know what he's doing, but he just does it. And boy, some of these scenes are pretty intense. The dog just goes right at it. There's one part where the kid's screaming in the backseat, and the Cujo's right on top of him. The mom just gouging her and biting her, and she has to fight him off and stuff. And the one thing I really like about this movie though is the way they concluded it. So this might be a little bit of a spoiler thing, but yeah, so basically after she gets fed up living in the car, she's dehydrated. They haven't eaten in 3 or 4 days, and she eventually takes the kid who's dying. He has a couple of times where he's almost died, and so she takes him into the house, try to get him water and stuff with the dog and fighting him off, and then eventually the husband comes and shows up and starts carrying him out, and then they freeze frame it and it goes to credits. You don't know if they all got mauled to death. You don't know if they live happily ever after. It's for you to decide. I love it when movies do that, and with this one, it was very somewhat pleasing to see it because you never see that these days. And yeah, for seeing a film like that to have this type of conclusion is definitely an interesting conclusion. Now, like I said, there's quite a few characters that didn't really need to be in there just to up the body count or make some sort of weird tension, so it makes things play out better later on in the story. But yeah, but overall the acting is really good. Cinematography is pretty decent too, and the music and everything, the special effects, and even the dog attacking and stuff is pretty well done, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, but yeah, the only thing I didn't like was the odd, random little characters and stuff. But I think it's a pretty decent adaptation of the book. So I'm going to give Cujo, Stephen King's Cujo, the film, a 4.5 out of 5. I enjoyed it. I like vicious stuff like that. And yeah, so definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. Like always, there's a trailer link down below if you want to check it out. If you've never heard of it, or you want to relive it, that's down below. Also, link down below is my Instagram. That's where I always post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my story. I usually have the film time hashtag and subgenre film hashtag, so you're aware of it. And also down there is my Letterbox at Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first story reading right after watching the films. So yeah, check out one of those 2 platforms to stay in loop with this channel. Like this video, share it somewhere people are aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below. If you, and yeah, comment your thoughts down below, and let me know what your favorite Stephen King film adaptation is if you have one. Also, if you have any other films, any films at all, review any genre or film franchise or anything, comment those down below. Try my best to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find it. But that's it for this one. Hopefully you like Cujo as much as I did, and yeah, hopefully make sure you subscribe, because hopefully we find something weird, obscure, and odd and you probably never thought of checking out together, or so you hear my opinions on popular films and classic films like this one together. And yeah, so make sure you subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell, because, well, we're going into another Stephen King film, a little more odd one that has mixed reviews, and that is Thinner. Yep, we're going to talk about Stephen King, talking about gypsies fighting obesity and stuff, and we'll see how this one plays out. But so make sure you ring that bell, and I guess I'll see you all in the next one. Watch out for all those vicious dogs, and yeah, take it easy, have fun, and yeah, I'll see you in the next review. So until then, cheers.